Hi guys, welcome back to the JavaScript video series. This is the 26th video, and today we'll be taking a look at array sorting in JavaScript. So let's get started. You can open up your JS Fiddle window and we'll start writing some code in the JavaScript tab. So let's create an array called fruits. And it'll have mango and orange and strawberry and dragon fruit, grapes. Okay, now let's sort it out. So we're going to use the sort method, which is provided to us by JavaScript, and this is a method that can be used on arrays since fruits is an array. And now let's see what happens when we document.write or output it out, right? So let's see what happens. I'll run the code and I can see dragon fruit, grapes, mango, orange, strawberry, where G is bigger than D, right? In terms of letters. So alphabetically it has been sorted. M is bigger than G, O is bigger than M, S is bigger than O, right? So it's working perfectly fine. Now let's say if we want to reverse the order completely or descending order, right? So we'll say fruits dot reverse. So remember, you have to sort it out first because now they're randomly placed, right? So you sort the array first and then you reverse it. And then you get the complete reverse array with strawberry, orange, mango, grapes, dragon fruit. So I hope that makes sense. Now let's try the same with numbers. So I'll create a number array called points, and it'll have 1, 10, 5, 100, 22, 117, 35 and 54. Let's say it has these random values. Now I want to sort out points. Let me comment this out. I'll say points.reverse here, and I'll say document.write and points. So this should sort out the points array, right, which is a array full of numbers. Now what we see here is that doesn't work. It doesn't happen like that, right? So when we pass numbers, the result is completely very different. What's happening here is that the sort method does not recognize numbers at all. It's only meant for strings. So it's going to take these numbers and treat them as strings. So if you see 2 is bigger than 1, 3 is bigger than 2, 5 is bigger than 3, and 5 is bigger than 5, 54 is bigger than 5. So like that, it has sorted these numbers, which is actually treating as strings. So that's the problem that's happening here. Now to solve this, we have to use something called as a comparison operator. So let me show you how this works. To create a comparison operator, we have to create a function which accepts the value a and b, and then you've already seen how functions work, right, in JavaScript in one of my previous videos. If you've not seen that, then you can just go over to the functions video and check it out. So function, and in these circular braces I'll say a and b, which are basically the values it takes, and in these curly braces I'll define the function, which basically is return a minus b, right? So let me show you how it works, then I'll explain to you how it works. So now, as you can see, it has sorted out the array properly. So it says 1, 5, 10, 22, 35, 54, exactly the ascending order of the array that we were expecting, right? So what's happening here is it's taking two values at a time from the entire array, and it's subtracting them. So it's taking 1 and 10, subtracting them, is getting a negative value, which is negative -9. So it knows that this is correct, so you don't have to do anything here, right? Then it's taking 10 and 5, it's getting a positive value of 5. So now it knows that this means that 10 is actually bigger than 5. So it takes 5 and puts it before 10. Then it takes 10 and 100, because now 5 has gone ahead and 10 and 100 have come together. Then it gets a value -90, which then it knows that 10 is before 100, which is completely all right, because 100 is bigger than 10. And so on. It repeats the entire process with the entire array, and you get a completely sorted array which is stored in points. And then when you output points, you get the entire sorted array. Right now, when you want to reverse it, all you have to do is say b minus a. Right, so you get the complete reversed array, 117, 100, 54, 35, like that. So you never have to use points.reverse with numbers. Right, so I hope that's making sense. Now let's say I want let me go back to a minus b here. Let's say I want the biggest number in the array. So as I know that this gives me completely sorted array, so the first number which is at index 0 will be the biggest number, right? Or sorry, the smallest number, right? Which is 1. And if I want the biggest number, I just have to say points dot length minus 1, which will be the biggest number because this array is in ascending order. So the last number of the in the array will be the biggest number. So I get 117, right? So I hope that makes sense till now. Now I want to show you something interesting. Now I want to show you how you can sort arrays that actually have objects. So let me create an array called cars, right? And this cars array will have multiple objects. Let's say 3 objects. And it'll have 2 values. One is type, the other is year, or the model, or the make, right? So the type will be, let's say, Volkswagen. The year is 2010. Then we'll have type Renault, and year is 1995. Then we have type Alfa Romeo, and here is 2007. So now let's say I want to sort it out. I'll say cars.sort, but I know because I want to sort them out basis their year of make, or their model year. So now I know that the sort method does not recognize numbers, right? So I'll have to create a comparison operator. This is how I'm going to create it. It's going to take a and b. It's going to return a dot type minus b dot, sorry, a dot year minus b dot year, right? Now the entire array will get sorted based on the year, right? Because we'll take this value a, and then we'll take the year dot year as this 2010, right? And then 1995, and then it'll take 2 objects at a time, 2 values from the array, and it'll take all the values, and then it'll sort it out, and then it'll place the sorted array inside cars. Now if I want to print out cars, which is actually an array of objects, sorted objects, I can't just document.write it directly, right? Let me show you what happens when I do this. It won't give me anything usable. So I have to actually place it inside a for loop. So I'm using a for in loop here. You can use a regular for loop or for off loop, whatever you want to use. And I'll say I dot year, right? So you get 1995, 2007, and 2010, right? Basically these are all sorted now. So I hope this completely makes sense to you, right? On how to sort out arrays which have objects inside them. So now let me also show you something called as math.max. So let's say I have an array called as numbers, right? Which is 1, 10, 4, 97, 39, right? And I want to find the biggest number in this array. So one way to do that was to sort the array and then get the last value in the array, which will be the biggest number. But if I don't want to do that, I can just say math.max.apply and null and numbers. So you get 97, where math is a library given to us by JavaScript, max is a function, and apply is another function inside max. You pass 2 values to it, one is null and one is the numbers array, and then you get the biggest number in the array. If I want to find the smallest number in the array, I just say min and I get 1. So I hope this lesson was helpful to you, and If you're having any issues with any of the code shared in this video, don't forget to comment below and I'll try and help you. So please subscribe and like this video if you like the content, and see you in the next episode. Thank you.